Welcome back to Whitney Alex Works recap of The Bachelorette Season 18, Episode 10, the finale. Well, it's all come down to this episode. Michelle has to choose between her final two men, Nayte or Brandon, and of course, the decision is not going to be easy on anybody. Let's dive in one more time. The season finale begins with a live studio audience with co-host Caitlin appearing alone as we quickly find out Tayshia has been exposed to COVID-19, so she couldn't make it in person. But there is something different as it's winter and there are festive holiday decorations all around the studio and a Santa Claus that really sticks to the script. And we have the Bachelor in Paradise alum couples in the audience, Joe and Serena P, and Thomas and Becca. Everyone is ready to see how Michelle's journey ends, and Caitlin directs us to the big screen to watch the ending of Michelle's journey. We see Michelle in bed reflecting on having to send Joe home last episode, and also her realizing that her journey to find love is coming to a close. There is an engagement on the line, and Michelle is starting to feel the pressure of choosing between two quality men, as she says. Well, it's time for the final two to meet Michelle's family, but fun news, Brandon has already met them. Brandon, who is a 27-year-old traveling nurse recruiter from Portland, Oregon, has brought flowers and gifts for his hopeful future in-laws. Michelle's family already loves Brandon, as both Michelle's mom, Lavon, and her father say just as much, with Michelle's mom holding out hope that Brandon becomes a part of their family. And Brandon even gives Michelle's dad new swim trunks after wearing his pair back in Minnesota. But Michelle's parents still question Brandon on how his feelings have continued to progress or not. And Brandon says he is ready for an engagement, ready to move to Minnesota, and ready to put Michelle first every day. And not surprisingly, Michelle's parents give Brandon another stamp of approval, as it's clear they love him. It's just really up to Michelle on who she wants to pick in the end. Next up is Nayte's introduction to Michelle's family, and of course, it's going to be a tough follow-up to Brandon's meeting. Nayte, a 27-year-old sales executive originally from Winnipeg, Canada, Nayte comes off as a little reserved and not as seemingly committed to Michelle, with Michelle's parents feeling a little off at Nayte's demeanor, saying that they didn't feel as warm and inviting as Brandon's encounter. Well, it's not about how much Nayte loves Michelle, it's about whether or not he is ready for a lifelong commitment with their daughter. And Nayte admits that even though he feels so strongly for Michelle, he doesn't have all the logistics figured out, which makes Michelle's family concerned about his overall intentions. And after Michelle walks Nayte out, she heads back to hear out her family's opinion on Nayte. And it's pretty critical as they don't believe Nayte is ready for an engagement, as he admitted that he is new to the quote-unquote true love scene. And this makes Michelle anxious and concerned as she feels that she may be more into Nayte than he is into her. But her parents say that in the end, no matter who she picks, they will accept him with open arms. But there seems to be some ominous feelings stirring. It's the next day, and Michelle is going to spend her final date with Brandon first. They have a fun day jet skiing and enjoying each other's company. And when they settle down on a towel to relax, they talk about how well his second meeting with her parents went. They kiss and truly enjoy their potential last date together, all the while an engagement between these two could be on the horizon. Then it's the nighttime portion of Brandon's final one-on-one date, and they head inside to a hotel room to share more special moments together. Brandon gives Michelle the sweatshirt from their fantasy suites that apparently was clean from their food fight last episode, and they both reflect on the cherished memories they have formed together on their journey to find love. As we know, Brandon is all in with Michelle not having to question where Brandon stands. She tells him that she is not just falling in love with him, she is in love with him. And with an engagement around the corner, this, of course, is a telling sign that Brandon is not out of the race yet. They eventually say goodbye, knowing that it is the last time they will see each other before engagement day. Next up is Nayte. Nayte always seems to go last every week, but that may be on purpose. Michelle and Nayte spend their final one-on-one together in a sacred place with a shaman who wants to cleanse their relationship. The shaman challenges them to speak from the heart and express their true feelings. Nayte wants to express the unknown but finds it difficult, which Michelle sees as a red flag, saying that Nayte's emotional barriers could hinder their relationship. And at the nighttime portion of their date, Michelle tells Nayte the truth about her concerns, saying that her parents are skeptical that he is ready for a lifelong commitment and that a lack of communication could be a speed bump in their relationship. But Nayte does say that he wants to do the real world with Michelle and that he only brought 2 suits on this journey because he didn't really know how far he would go. But now that he is here in this position, he admits that he is scared as hell, but he does love her and wants to be with her forever. They tell each other that they love each other and how they don't want to lose each other. They kiss and continue to express their feelings for each other. And as she leaves, she says in her narrative that she believes Nayte is her person, which seems like game over, but she finds a letter on her doormat, and it's from Brandon expressing his feelings before decision day arrives. And in reality, Michelle admits she is in love with both Nayte and Brandon. It's finally decision day, and Michelle wakes up emotional and confused, knowing her heart is torn between 2 great romances. Both Brandon and Nayte are shown looking at rings with Neil Lane, and they both pick out their choices, but only one will be able to propose. And with this show, we know that whoever steps out of the car first to meet Michelle is going home, and unfortunately, we find out that it's Brandon who steps out first. He heads down to the beach to meet with Michelle, hoping for the best. Brandon says his piece first, telling Michelle that she is his missing piece and that he doesn't want to do life without her. And it's truly heartbreaking as Michelle says that her feelings were true and that she does love him. It's just that her heart is with someone else. And honestly, this was one of the hardest breakups I've ever seen on the show, with tears flowing from both Michelle and Brandon. And it's really sad as it seems they can't let each other go, with them even telling each other that they do love each other. But then they eventually separate, with both so emotional and both devastated. It was really heartbreaking to watch Brandon's emotions come out as he was so into Michelle, and there was no hesitation that he would be a wonderful husband to her. And after watching the brutal breakup scene, it's hard not to feel for Brandon's heartbreak. Through the sadness and devastation, Michelle heads back up to the beach after recouping, and Nayte comes down the steps to meet her. Nayte speaks about their relationship and how they have gotten to this moment. As a quick recap, Nayte got the first kiss, the first impression rose, and now he is standing in front of Michelle, ready to propose. And Michelle tells him that he is the one for her, saying that she is not willing to walk away without him. Nayte then gets down on one knee and proposes to Michelle. Michelle says yes, and now Michelle and Nayte are engaged. Michelle then asks Nayte one final question. Will you accept this final rose? Yes, Nayte and Michelle, after a whirlwind of emotions and doubts, have both pledged to commit to each other. And just like Fantasy Suites night, a mariachi band comes down the beach to celebrate the newly engaged couple. We are then back in the studio with the live audience, and Caitlin tells us that Brandon, Michelle, and Nayte, and even the next bachelor, Clayton, will all make an appearance tonight. First up is Brandon, wearing a wine red color. He arrives and heads to the couch to talk to Caitlin about his journey on the show. Brandon says that it was an emotional breakup and is thankful for his support system, saying that it was very difficult on him afterward. Michelle then arrives to meet with Brandon, and they hug each other and realize that they are even matching. Brandon admits that he doesn't necessarily know what to say, knowing that this moment would come eventually, but he says that he was all in, and it was hard for him to see that she had to push Nayte to get to that point, but the whole time he was 100% in with her. Michelle responds saying that she was in love with 2 people and that making a decision between the 2 of them was not easy. Michelle and Brandon, in the end, do admit that they still care for each other as they wish each other the best. But all in all, again, their breakup was one of the most difficult things to watch on this show. After Brandon's session, Michelle and Nayte finally appear in public as a couple, both excited that they can finally tell the world that they have chosen each other. Caitlin asks them about how their relationship is going, with Nayte saying that he is continuing to open up and he is ready to move to Minnesota to be with Michelle. Caitlin then asks Michelle's parents, who are in the audience, about how they feel about Nayte, citing their concern about him during the finale. Michelle's mom says that they are absolutely in love with Nayte and that her and Nayte's mom are besties. And it seems that everything is going super well with the newly public couple. And because the franchise wants them to stay together, they gift the couple a generous check to put a down payment on a house in Minnesota, which honestly I've never seen the franchise do before. But before the episode ends, we are officially introduced to Clayton, our next bachelor, who has already dealt with the controversy of him being picked over other men on Michelle's season. And he addresses the opposition head on, hoping that Bachelor Nation will give him a chance. He is ready for his journey to start on Monday, January 3rd on ABC. So if you're interested, the show has teased drama, international travel, which we haven't seen in a while, and of course, heartbreak and scandalous twists. So that's it for this recap of The Bachelorette Season 18, the finale, and after the final rose. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe at Whitney Alex Works for more videos in the future. I will be recapping Clayton's season starting in early January, so I hope to see you for more Bachelor Nation recaps. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, as I truly appreciate your viewership. And with that said, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you in the new year of 2022. Until then, take care.